Good morning, good morning, good morning, CEOs, co-creators of Extraordinary Outcomes. Welcome to Monday Morning Magic. We are live, Facebook and YouTube, 7:30 a.m. on Mondays. My name is Coach B, the CEO, co-creators of Extraordinary Outcomes. I have a wonderful topic for you today, being versus doing. We're going to get into that topic in a minute, but let's do what we normally do. Let me check in with people. How was your week? How was your weekend? Anything exciting happen? Feel free to leave it in the chat, either on Facebook or YouTube. I had a marvelous week. Last week live. I came live from Saratoga Springs. Had an awesome time. It was a wellness conference. I see that I have a viewer out there. Leave a comment if you like. Let me put the comments up and let me show you what it would look like. If you care to leave a comment, hit that link and your name and your comment will show up like this. But anyway, I had a fabulous time in Saratoga Springs. I went to a wellness conference. And we know that wellness is so important, whether it's mental, physical, spiritual, or emotional wellness. Very important stuff. Went out to support some colleagues in the field. But I want to talk about my experience while I was out there. I got so much information while I was out there about what's happening in my industry, which was really powerful to see people talk about racial equity, to talk about funding, to talk about policies, to talk about how we can shape the narrative of what wellness and or recovery looks like, depending on what you subscribe to, which is really important. But what was more, well, that was important. I don't want to compare what was more important, less important. One of the things that I got from there though was the unconditional love and support. And let me talk about the unconditional love and support and how it relates to my topic, being versus doing. So, as I was out networking, I was talking about this YouTube channel. And I was like, I need support. I don't know what to do. And people were at the ready. I want to thank Chris for being Christopher. I want to thank Christopher and I want to thank Laura, who were at the ready to help me and give me tips on how to grow this channel. And one of the things that I needed to do was just walk up to people and ask them, would they subscribe to my channel? Now, these are people that some of them I've met before, some people I didn't know, and to have the courage to walk up and say, hey, this is my name, this is what I'm trying to do. Would you be kind enough to support my channel? And guess what? I got more subscribers. Now, I didn't want to spend the whole time while I was there asking people to subscribe to my channel because then I wouldn't be able to focus on what I went out there for. But the reason why this is so important to the topic of today, being versus doing, is that how was I showing up? Who was I being in the moment? So let's get into, as we normally do, let's take a look at some of the definitions of these words, being versus doing. Being is, right, the nature or essence of a person. This is who you are at the core, who I am at the core. But doing is the activities in which a particular person engages, in which a particular activity in which people engage. And you might say, well, I was in the activity I was doing, I was engaging, I was asking people for X, Y, and Z. But what I said before that was it took some courage for me to ask for the subscribers. So who was I being? I was being courageous and asking for the subscriber, to ask for a subscription. Now, I need to tell you that during the summertime, I was sitting in the park close to my home, and it was a really nice day outside, and people were laid out, on their beach blankets, on their towels, or their mats. And I watched this guy come up, and he just made his round. He sat down, he talked to people. Hi, my name is so and so. I'm from X, Y, and Z, and this is my channel. This is what I do. And I remember sitting there and watching him and saying to myself, wow, that's a bold move right there. Just to walk up to strangers, to people that you don't know, and ask them to subscribe to your channel. And people were willing. It was so amazing to me to watch him engage and interact with people. But in the back of my mind, it's like, well, am I willing to do that? Am I willing to walk up to people and ask them to subscribe to my channel? So, like I said, this happened months ago when I witnessed this from another content creator. And then when I spoke to him, I said, how often do you get a no? He said, not often. He said, as a matter of fact, I probably have about 1 million subscribers. I'm like, you have 1 million subscribers? He said, yes. I visit different places. I travel. I talk to people. I meet people. And I tell them what I'm up to. What I'm up to. I was like, oh, wow. It's just that simple. And he was like, yes. So now, mind you, this was a couple of months ago. I didn't put it into action right then and there. But during the conference, during this past Monday, I had an opportunity to be courageous, right? At the core and at my essence, that's who I am. I am a courageous person. And I had to, thank you. There's another watcher out there. Thank you so much. I had to overcome. I want to put the comments up in case people want to leave a comment. I had to overcome my shyness to be courageous enough to ask people for a subscription. In my mind, it's like, I don't want to bother people. They don't know me. I had all of this self-talk going on that wasn't serving the purpose. Now, will I be going to the supermarket and going different places and just walking up to people and asking for this, that, and the other? I don't know yet. I'm not going to rule it out. I just don't know. I might engage somebody, get into a conversation and say, hey, this is what I'm up to. Would you like to be supportive? But let's get into this, right? Being versus doing. All right, so being, I get to be the nature or the essence of who I am. I get to be that. I get to choose to be the nature or the essence of who I am. And when I'm in action, I am being the nature or the essence of who I am. Now, what's so powerful about this is that I get to choose who I want to be in the moment. I get to choose who I want to be in the moment. I get to choose who I want to be in the moment. So I can choose to be afraid. I can choose to be fearless. I can choose to be courageous. I can choose to be brave. I can choose to be an example or a power of the example. I can choose to be the essence of who I am. Now, notice that earlier I said my essence in one moment was, oh, I'm a little shy. But that's what I tell myself. I'm a little shy. When the truth is, I'm not shy. I'm not shy. I'm not really shy at all. But this is the story that I tell myself, and it prevents me from showing up powerfully. It prevents me from showing up powerfully. So if I tell myself that, hey, Lila, you, Coach B, you're an outgoing person. You have great engagement skills. People want to talk to you. People do like engaging with you. That it's a positive experience. When I tell myself that, and then I be that, then I get different results. But when I play myself down and I become shallow, that like I'm not enough, I can't do it, I gotta do this, or I have to do that, or I don't want to do this, I don't know how to do this. What I'm doing is taking away from my essence and my natural ability, my innate born ability to be who I truly am. I'm not shy. I'm not shy. I am courageous. I am a leader. That's who I am. And when I have ownership of that, of who I am in my most powerful, authentic way, it changes my interaction with myself, how I see the world, and my interaction with other people. But if I'm coming from a mindset of doing, oh, I got to be this way, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, I got to do that, what happens is it strips me of my power. It strips me from my authenticity. What it is really is like this get out free card. Like I don't have to show up fully. I don't have to show up greatly if I start with, I got to do this. Because now, what does it become? A burden? It's daunting. It's draining. I got to do this. There's nothing enthusiastic about I got to do this. There's nothing enthusiastic about I have to do this. It feels daunting. It feels draining. It feels demanding. I don't want to do this. How many times have I said to myself, I don't want to do something? Because I was in a mood. I don't want to do this. Without even giving myself the respect of trying to do something, right? Or being, let me correct that, or being the best that I can be. Being the best that I can be. How many times have I short circuited myself from being the best that I can be because I told myself I don't want to do something? Opposed to, I get to do this. Opposed to, I'm choosing who I want to be in the moment. I don't know how to do. I don't know how to do. I get to learn. I get to find out. I get to acquire new skills. I get to show up for myself. I get to do these things. There's a smile on my face when I say I get to. Because it doesn't feel daunting. It doesn't feel draining. It doesn't feel demanding. I get to exercise the choice. I get to say how I want to show up for today. You know, I'm going to put this person on blast. I was on social media and I was watching this colleague of mine. She does Tai Chi for recovery, Teresa Noor. She was at an airport and I guess the flights were delayed. And she put on her social network, her social media rather, I'm going to do some Tai Chi. I'm going to do some Tai Chi right there in the airport. I am going to move. I am going to create energy while I wait. Who was she being in the moment? Who was she being in the moment? She was being positive energy. She was being Tai Chi in the moment. She could have been complaining, restless, aggravating, anxious. She could have been all of those things, but she chose to be Tai Chi in recovery in the moment. She chose how she wanted to utilize her wait time. Again, being versus doing. Being versus doing. I'm going to go back to the definition. Being, the nature or essence of a person. Who are you? Who are you at any given moment? And doing, the activity in which a particular person engages. If we practice being, then we don't have to worry about doing. If we practice being, we don't have to worry about doing. Again, if we practice being, we don't have to worry about doing. I am who I say I am in the moment, right? I do not want to shrink. I am powerful. I'm a leader. I'm a co-creator. I am possibility, alive and well. This is who I am being. All the rest of it will fall into place. Guys, this has been your Monday Morning Magic. Please subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. And again, thank you for the new subscribers. And I will continue to be, right, that person that says, hey, this is what I'm up to. Would you like to support this? And be okay with the yes. Be okay with the answer. Thank you. This has been your Monday Morning Magic. Like, share, subscribe, or leave a comment. I'll see you next Monday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.